Being executive assistants is a no joke job. A majority of our job has to do with behavior and people, and that's the reason why I've called in Kay today, because I want somebody to attend to these areas of our life. Now, psychology introduces a very great concept. I know you remember this guy, Dr. Sigmund Freud, but there's another person called Dr. Albert Bandura who actually brought in theories like self-recognition and self-efficacy and a lot more. He has delivered excellent theories that can help us in the real world. One of them that can help us navigate, and Kay is going to touch those topics today, is how do you regulate your behavior? If somebody angers you in the office and somebody annoys you, who is a senior, how would you control yourself and regulate, and at the same time not burst out into tears and punishing yourself? And it's really important to regulate your behavior, because a regulated behavior gives an impression to people that you have leadership qualities and you are diplomatic and you understand how to navigate yourself in the corporate world. Now, I wouldn't want to take much of your time. I would just want to thank Kay, and I want to thank everybody of you who made time to come to this session. And this is really great. Kay, I'm handing it over to you.
For being there and, always being active. So I hope, and thank you for coming on a Saturday afternoon. I hope this is going to be worth it. And the aim of me doing this is because I have been there where I've had a tough time doing things. When I talk of comfort zones, the aim of me doing this is, before I learned NLP, I always thought that I have to do something which is uncomfortable, otherwise I'm going to not progress in life. So this is a little twist from the normal comfort zones. So now I want this to be an interactive session. So I'm okay if you all want to interact and ask me questions. Please go ahead. So comfort zone. So according to me, a comfort zone is something where we are comfortable, but we are often told that, if you stay in that comfortable zone, you will become complacent. So the first myth is comfort zone is not a complacent place. There is a difference. Complacency is when you do not want to do anything. You are happy being stagnant. That is a complacent person. So a comfortable person is not a complacent person. That's the first point. Now, in my zone of comfort, I'm often told that you will not progress. You will not do anything unless you do something that is out of my zone. The minute I say that, my mind goes, I have to do this, but it is going to be uncomfortable. It is going to be difficult. It is going to be not easy. I will have to put in a lot of hard work. I will have to literally, work the night, etc., etc. I'm all for hard work. But how our mind works is, if you tell your mind something is hard, you have already lost 50% of the battle. How many of you agree with me? If you tell your mind that this is hard, and then you say, okay, but do it. It is like you are going to die, but jump. So we are not going to come out of it, but we are also not going to be complacent. What we are going to do is, we are going to expand our comfort zone. When I say expand, what it means is I'm going to get everything into my zone of comfort. I'm going to get the success. I'm going to get the money. I'm going to grow, but comfortably. When I grow comfortably, my mental state, my emotional state, and my success go hand in hand. Do you all agree? Are you all ready for that?
Yes.
So,
very much.
So this is our comfort zone at the moment. We are here in the center. And everything, abundance is outside, success is outside, fame is outside. And I am thinking now something is wrong with me. Why can't I get this? Because I'm not working hard, because I'm lazy. So we start blaming ourselves. When you go into the blame game, your mind is already working against you. So we don't have to blame ourselves. The minute you take the blame onto yourself, you have lost half the battle. So what we are going to do is, we are going to increase this. Now look at this picture. Now how do you feel? How do you feel when you know that there is a way to get everything and yet be comfortable? How do you feel? How does your mind feel? How motivated are you rather than this? Which one is more motivating?
Of course, the latest one is more empowering, compared to this one.
Correct. Now you will say, but how do I get there? If I continue doing what I'm doing, then how will all these things come into my zone? So here, this concept of expanding the comfort zone is a perceptual shift. Okay, it's a perceptual shift. You're shifting your perception. So when you shift your perception, there will be a shift in your mind. Now, if you want to expand your comfort zone, you have to expand yourself. And for this, I have a small activity to do. Are you all ready? Can I ask you all to do an activity, please?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So for that activity, I need all of you all to stand up. Sorry, but I need all of I need all of you all to stand up. Yes.
Okay.
Because it's all of you all stand up. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay. And now all of you all close your eyes. Stand up and close your eyes. And now you have to just listen to my instructions and do as I say. Okay? Ready?
Yep.
Okay. Close your eyes and imagine a big circle in front of you. It's a big energy ball in front of you. Okay? This ball, the color of this circle is of your favorite color, pink, yellow, whatever is your favorite, most color that brings in joy to you. Color this circle with that color. Keep your eyes closed, okay? Now, imagine the person that you love the most, your favorite person, whoever it is also in this circle. Put a picture of that person into this circle. Your most favorite person who's looking at you, who's smiling, who's just somebody who you look up to or anyone. After you have done this, imagine that you and this person in this circle, you are at your favorite place with your favorite person. So you are in a space that is beautifully colored with your favorite color. You are with the person who is your favorite person. And in this, you all are eating your favorite dish. Relish it. Enjoy that dish. Whatever just brings joy to you. You have to imagine this, guys? I'm watching you all.
Yes, we are imagining.
And then you are also at your favorite holiday destination. So this circle in front of you is colored with your favorite color. It's your favorite place in the whole world. And you're eating your favorite dish with this favorite person. Now, just imagine, just feel all of this. And why I ask you to stand, now you take a step forward into the circle and merge with the circle. Take a step forward and merge into this circle of excellence and feel the feeling that you have when all of this is happening. Just take a moment, take a few breaths and be in that circle and zone of excellence. Take 1 or 2 more breaths, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So, how was the feeling? Are you all pumped up?
Great.
Recharge.
Sorry, recharge?
Recharge. Yes.
So, see, now how does your mind feel? So, your mind is feeling all excited. And when you did this, purpose of this activity is that your mind has to start to believe, see, these things, you knew your favorite person, you knew your favorite dish. So, you went there, you felt that. So whatever you want, this circle is your comfort zone. So every day, whatever you want, you have to start bringing these things into your circle. And you have to expand yourself, because growth is all about expansion. Growth is not about difficulty. So there's this one modality which I follow called Access Consciousness. And the mantra of this modality is, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. It's a tagline that I use every day. So to me, few years ago, I was struggling with a lot of things. Okay. And I'm not boasting of myself, but today I am working. I have 2 children. I have a side business as a coach. I have other things to do. And I'm doing all of this comfortably. And I want everyone, my mission is that I want people to do everything that they want comfortably. Okay. Any questions? Anything till now? Anybody wants to share anything?
No,
Okay.
I just
So what we have to do is we have to expand ourselves. So one thing that we can do is this: whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, or this circle of excellence is an activity that gets you out of your low mood and puts you in the energized mood. So that is one thing you can do. And the second thing that we should do is, now I'm coming to that. How will we expand and grow even in terms of actually, now this, a lot of people say, okay, we feel good at this moment, but this is all momentarily. What about actual practical life? What about after going back from the training? What do we do there? Okay. So for this, I need 2 volunteers. Anybody wants to volunteer? I need 2 volunteers.
okay.
Here I am Vandana.
Okay. So Vandana, okay. Can you introduce yourself to the group? That's the thing. I want an introduction. Vandana, you're on mute.
Hi, this is Vandana Malay. A very good afternoon to all of you. I'm Vandana. I'm from Nagpur. As all of you, I'm also an EA in a SaaS company, Very Efficient Technologies, and I'm greatly enjoying my work, and I'm happy with what I am, where I am, and I am happy that I'm with wonderful people like you today.
Okay. Thank you, Vandana, for that introduction. Now, everybody has seen this introduction. Okay, Vandana, this is just for practice. So whatever. Okay, everybody has seen this introduction. Okay, now we will do this. We will let Vandana introduce herself again after what I say. So I'm going to talk about a very topic that is very important for all of us, which is strength and weakness. Okay. Now, strengths and weaknesses, believe me, by themselves, they are just qualities. They are not strengths and weakness. We are the ones who make a quality into a strength and a quality into a weakness. Strength, example, somebody is punctual. Somebody is, say, honest. Somebody is not organized. Now, these words by themselves, they are just qualities. Whichever quality you will adopt, you will make it a part of you, will either become your strength and weakness. So the first thing is to understand that you are a being. You are a being. You are not a quality. A quality does not define you. So whatever are your weaknesses, don't let them define you. They are just labels that we put on ourselves. So from today onwards, when somebody asks you about yourself, or when you're talking about your own self, do not give yourself a label that you do not want. If, for example, you feel that you are late, it's an example. Do not say I'm always late. If you are, and there is a technique called reframing. Have you heard of this technique called reframing? For example, if you're sick, try this. This is something that you can try. Instead of saying I am sick, I have fever, say I am healing from fever. Now, when you say I am healing from fever, you have separated the fever. You are not the fever. When you say I am having fever, that means you have taken that fever and made it your own. So you are the fever. You are the energy of fever. No, you are healing from fever. Does that make a difference? Okay, 9.
It
Like,
makes a
sorry.
lot of difference. It
So,
makes a lot of difference.
Pay attention to the words. So, whatever are the qualities that you use in day to day for yourself, pay attention for them. So, strengths and labels, strengths and weaknesses. They are, remember this picture. Can you all see this picture? They are just labels. So now it is up to you. What label do you want it? It is a quality which you are not the owner of that quality. You are not the owner. Now, why I asked Vandana to introduce herself. Vandana, when you introduced yourself, you said, I am Vandana, I do this, I do this. But are you actually that deep down within you? What are you? What is your strength? What is your quality? Can we put that in an introduction? I'll show you how. Vandana, don't mind. I'm just doing this as an example. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to write a strength story and be a star. Okay? So I'll give you an example. And this is for you to remember. You are going to write your own strength story in advance. When somebody asks you, we are not going to sit and think, oh, what is my strength? What is my this? This is you all guys' homework. You all have to go home today and do this, prepare this and practice this. And be ready with it. Even at 2 o'clock in the night, if someone wakes you up and asks you about yourself, okay, they know what your name is. They know that you're from Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, London, whatever. Nobody wants to know that. Most people know it. What you have to tell them is, the bottom line is, what value are you adding? That is the bottom line. So this screen, yeah, anybody saying something? Can I go ahead? So I will give you my introduction now and y'all can tell me what it is. So good afternoon, everyone. I am Kayzeen Karanjiwala. To tell you about myself, I have 15 plus years of working as an executive assistant with top management of various companies. I have often been complimented on my exceptional communication skills and often been asked to train new employees. I am someone who is very optimistic, positive, and I look forward to going to work every day. I'll come again. Now, this is my experience, my skills, my strengths. Then I will link it to the situation. See the link over here? So the situation can be an interview. The situation can be an appraisal. The situation can be a negotiation. I am prepared that what is my experience, what is my skill, what is my strength. I'm making a story about it in advance. And then I link it to the situation. If interview is a situation, I will introduce myself with my experience, with my skill. And I will link it to the situation by saying, what is my objective of joining your organization? How will I add value to your organization? And then I'm going to the star part, the task. What is the task that day? Situation. My task is to communicate as comprehensively as possible that I am here to stay. I am better than the other candidates. What I will accomplish in this situation is I will get the job. And what the result will be that I have moved out of my comfort zone and I am growing and getting a better job, doing better things. So if you go step by step, you know your experience, you craft a story of your experience, your skill, your strength, which is ready. You link it to the situation. You know that this is the situation. What is my task going to be there? What am I going to accomplish? And what will my result be? The more you all interact, and here by interacting, you all will break your comfort zone. So whoever is not comfortable talking has to talk in today's session. And come on, guys, just talk. It's okay. You know, just ask. I am okay. If you see, when you ask, you either get what you want or you stay where you are. There's no negative. There's no negative in asking. So please go ahead and ask. And you can give me feedback if I'm too fast, too slow. I just get very excited by this.
No, the speed is very much accurate, and we are getting what you are saying. And now, I can correlate to my previous experiences where I have introduced myself, and I can identify those gaps that where I need to, fill these things. So this is really, insightful, I would say.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so clear. So what we're going to do is we are going to expand. I'm just summarizing it again, and they're still left. We are going to expand our comfort zones, which means we are going to get all the things that we desire into a zone of comfort and do it with ease rather than being uncomfortable and saying it is hard, it is difficult. No, we are going to make it come to us rather than hit our heads. How we are going to do this is by understanding that strengths and weaknesses are number one, they are just qualities. They are nothing else by themselves. We adopt them and make them our strength or weakness. Number three is we have to have our strength story ready. When we are asked to introduce ourselves, we have to introduce ourselves, not saying I am from so-and-so education. We have to craft a story around our experience, our skills, and our strengths and link it to the current situation. Okay? Is that good to go?
Yes,
Okay.
nice.
Now,
You.
there is one more technique that, so I am a huge believer that situations and people are never your way. Situations and people, number one, they may not always be your way. Number two, they are not in your control. But you and your mind is in your control. So I am going to focus only on what I can do, what my mind can do. I cannot control what the situation can be. So there is a technique that I learned from one of my mentors called Pooja Puneet, which I'm going to share over here. So this technique is called FSFA. F stands for fact, S stands for story, F stands for feelings, and A stands for action. You know, we say lights, camera, action in the movies. So it's thought, feeling, action. That's how I remember it. The thought generates the feeling generates the action. Most of our lives, what we do is when we do a certain action, we want to change the action. We are all hell-bent on, Arey, maine aisa kaise kiya? How did she do this? How did I do this? But the action by itself can never change unless you go to the thought, because your thought is creating your feeling, which is creating your action. Okay? So now I'll give you a story over here. The fact is the situation which cannot change, which may or may not be in my favor. To give you an example here, I was expecting a promotion. The promotion went to somebody else. That is a fact. Okay, now that cannot change and it's in black and white in front of me. Story. Now the old story. So this is a new two process, FSFA old, FSFA new. The story is what is happening in my mind, what I am telling my mind. Oh God, why did she get the promotion? Why didn't I get it? What did I do wrong? What did she do right? I should have done this. I should have done that. So I'm keeping on creating that story in my mind. When I am creating that story, how am I feeling? I am feeling sad. I am feeling frustrated. I am feeling irritated. And what do you think a sad, frustrated, irritated person will act? In the same way, am I going to do anything that is going to benefit me? No. So the fact was there. I made the story. The story led to my feeling, and that feeling led to my action. And now I am thinking, no, but I should have not done this. So we have to go into the new FSFA model. Fact remains the same because I can't change. I have to create a new story. Now the story I can give myself. What options? Okay, I'll tell myself, Kayzeen, I didn't get the promotion this time. Let me see what I did that did not lead it to this. Let me go and ask the girl or boy or whoever got the promotion if I have missed out on something. Let me work now for the future. When I go into this kind of stories, I will feel motivated to do a different action. Then I will work maybe harder. I will change my habit. I will do a different action. So do you all see the difference? The fact is the same. I have not got the promotion. And I cannot go and fight right now and say, no, but I've not got, so I'm going to sit and cry and crib and spread negativity. What is my story that I'm telling myself? That story will change my feeling. That feeling will change my action. If you try to change the action alone, it will never work. Any questions?
No.
So, and when you remember this as a FSFA, what is the fact? What is the story I'm telling myself? Your feeling and actions will automatically fall in place. Because if your story is empowering, you will feel empowered. And if you feel empowered, you will act empowered. But if your story is demoralizing, you will feel demoralized and you will act demoralized. So it is in our hands. What story are we telling ourselves every day? So as I said, this whole training is all about perception shift. Because perception shift will lead to behavioral shift. So any questions? Is it making sense? Are you all thinking it's doable, not doable?
Yeah.
Are you all thinking it's doable, not doable, easy,
Interesting, quite
difficult,
interesting.
just blabber or practical? What are your thoughts?
It is practical. Like, I also read one book, and in that book, I just find out the similar conclusion that whatever language you speak, it will create a occurring for your world. And however it is occurring to you, it will transform your action according to your occurring. So if I tell you, Kayzeen, that you need to give a training, so that's my language, and that language will create some occurring for you. And when
Correct.
I tell you that, Kayzeen, you need to transform few of the ES, that sentence will also create a different kind of occurring for you, and that action will be also something different. So
Thank you, Maulik, for bringing that out. Same thing. So if I'm told you have to go and do a training, which is my job.
yes,
So training job, but when you talk of transformation, when I, this is my why, when I think, why am I doing this, because this is helping people. And this is bringing transformation, and it's a ripple thing. I know it sounds cliche that one person cannot change the world, but when one person changes, actually the world changes, because that one person changes the other. It is a ripple effect. So if even one of us in the whole AI industry, because this job is, I take it as a job which is very dynamic, very versatile, but people undervalue it. And it is my mission to spread this message that understand the importance that the EA role is giving you. It's giving you the power to actually work across organizations, work across sectors, work, it's just, I can go on and on this. Yeah.
so these are the topics. These topics are very delicate. If you go and provide a training on Excel, it is visible that something is happening. But sometimes in life, the things are not visible are more important than things are visible, and that's what you are doing. The difficult part of the topic is very much difficult, because you cannot get some feedback instantly from the viewers. They'll go and they'll visualize in their life, or they will practically feel it, and then they'll come to know that Kay was talking about this. So really great Kay, thank you.
Thank you, Maulik. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Anybody wants any questions? Anything else? People off camera, give me some kind of thing that I know y'all are there.
Hi, Kay. This is Jennifer here.
Hi, Jennifer.
I wish I had heard you 4 years back. Feels like as if you gave an example of something that I went through. And I'm trying my best to change that story in my mind. But
Okay.
these type of reminders are very important, that we control our thoughts, and we shouldn't be giving that power to someone else. So thanks for that.
Welcome. So, Jennifer, when you have this phrase, this helps me when this FSFA, instead of random, sentences, these FSFA kind of thing, when I started practicing it like that, it made my life a lot easier.
I've actually taken it down, and I'm going to rewrite the story
Thank
of
you so much.
what I consider as a betrayal and failure to myself. I need to change that and say, not making everything look positive versus learning from that experience and being aware of what I do next.
I'm so glad, Jennifer. Thank you. All the best. And also,
Thank you.
I'll just add one more point. Do not give anyone the power to make you feel betrayed. You are the only one who can betray oneself. Nobody in this world can betray you. Nobody.
That's very sweet. No, I will remember that. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Anybody else? Yes, Smriti.
Hi.
Hi.
I was listening to your. I joined late. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So I wanted to ask. Sometimes our emotions gets better of us. We react in certain emotions. Because we feel differently and we react in that particular moment, which we regret later most of the time. So how do you, in that small amount of time, how do you think that we can train or rephrase, or how to control that reaction?
Okay. So, Smriti, reaction can be two ways. One is when you react physically, which sometimes it just happens, it's on autopilot. And another one that you're saying is you have to train your mind to think differently and respond versus react. And this is not something that will come because today you've come for a session, you go out and you start, it will not happen. Let me be very honest. So, what you have to do for this is you have to practice it in a small situation. Okay, like for example, I'll give you my example because I don't know what your situation could be. Now, I have two small kids at home who don't behave in the way I like them. Sometimes they don't. And earlier I used to react to that. And by react means what I mean is my mental state at that point used to be unstable. When I mean unstable, not clinically. Unstable means I used to just, go out of control. When I started practicing these things in small things, okay, when I tell myself, okay, how the question you have to ask at that moment is, how can I think differently? Just take a pause of 2 seconds or 5 seconds. Pause for 5 seconds. Tell your mind, pause. How can I think differently? What is a different story? Instead of reaching conclusions, ask yourself questions. Because when you ask a question, your mind opens up. So when you're thinking, the language of thought should be more of questions. What else is possible? How can it get better than this? What else can I do? What else can I choose? When you start thinking in terms of questions, you will get more answers. But don't think in terms of answers. I hope that's helping you, Smriti.
Yes. That's what I was thinking. Like what we can, do at that moment that will stop us from reacting.
Ask any question in your mind. The minute you ask a question, your existing conclusions will start shifting.
Yes. That's what I had started few years before, that whenever the other person is angry on you, you have to ask yourself whether they are angry on you or the anger is subjective.
Correct.
So that helped me there. But sometimes, in intrapersonal life, like personal lives or interpersonal relations, where we don't think this way. I can sometimes think this way in front of my boss or something because I cannot, answer him back or something. But when it comes to those people where we can say anything to them, sometimes we end up hurting them the most.
So
that's when we need to, I get it.
Here is where acceptance comes into picture. That's another topic. And acceptance does not mean that you're doing wrong, continue doing wrong. It's a very large topic. If Ratna will allow me, I will talk on the topic of acceptance sometime, where you protect yourself. Acceptance is a self-protection mechanism. It is not what people say. Acceptance means you are hitting me, okay, I'll allow you to hit me. No. Acceptance is protection, but it's a long topic. Yes, Meenakshi. Sorry, Smriti, can I go ahead? Sorry, Meenakshi. Smriti, can I go ahead? Yeah. Meenakshi, please. Yes, Meenakshi.
Yeah. Hi, Kay. I am Meenakshi Mahesh.
Yes, Meenakshi.
And I'm in this profile for past 21 years now. And I agree to whatever you have said, because this is what after working for so many years, we come on to certain point which we have already touched. And as coming to Smriti's point, I feel that You in this position, you have to be very calm. You have to have yourself. You have to make your mind into a most calmest position because you can't lose your temper. I feel this is my opinion. You're working at such a senior level. You can't lose your temper. You can't lose your words as well because that can affect in any way. So I always say whenever I meet any of the people in the EA community, I always tell them that be calm, don't react, because in my position in my career, I've never reacted, but always I've got a after some time a boss will call me and say I'm sorry, I lost my temper. So that means I am understanding him that there might be some situation and this has happened. So I think the calmness is more important in this profile. It is like it gives you more, you can think more widely when you are calm and you can work more efficiently as.
Thank you, Meenakshi, for sharing that. Just I'll add one thing. Of course, we need to be calm, but we have to also, a lot of people don't know. They say कि हमें चुप रहना चाहिए. You know, when they say you have to keep quiet. But if your mind is thinking and you're trying to keep quiet with your mouth, it will not happen. So you have to quieten the mind, which is if you want to
Yes,
be calm, you have to think of calm thoughts. What people
yes,
do is they're thinking, like example, my boss is such an idiot, they're thinking so much negative about your boss, and then they're trying to keep quiet. So, and because I'm a huge believer of energy, whatever you are thinking about your boss, that energy is vibrating to him, whether you like it and accept it or not. So, if you are thinking negative and saying positive, you will have such a big conflict. So, it's important to think like you want to behave.
true, very true.
Yes,
Positivity always helps you to see positive only.
yes, yes, yes. Thank you for sharing that, Meenakshi. Anybody else? Any feedback for me? Anything that you all would like to tell me?
This was a wonderful session.
Thank you, Meenakshi. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed and I was very excited about this. I thank you so much.
I like the analogy of, especially when it comes to situations like this. You're thinking negative in your mind. I mean, you may be saying in your mind, he's such a, forgive me for my language, asshole. But actually, you're smiling at that person. And you're so absolutely right.
Yes. So over to you, Ratna. I'd like to hear your words also.
Okay, that was explodingly informative session. Thank you very much, Kay. It was a great session, and I'm sure everybody has a lot of takeaways. And I hope, guys, next time, at least in any interview, you will remember this: that if somebody asks you to introduce yourself, you position your qualities and your strengths, and you position yourself in a place where you're required by the company, you're really needed by the company. So that will change the tips and the scales, and the interview is just one part of this, and she actually was trying to help you to position yourself in the world with your strengths and look at the positive side to tap into the opportunities that life gives you. So thank you, guys. Thank you very much. We will soon see you in our next episode of season 1. Thank you very much. EF Action, stronger together.